LLC, mobile mechanic and roadside service. I know I didn't schedule a live, and hopefully, whenever somebody does jump in, this you can hear me. I don't normally do a live, but listen, man, the spirit enticed me to make this video. I'm on a morning, where we at? I'm on my morning walk, and oh no. This is super unscripted. Like I say, this is literally just the spirit told me to move, so I'm moving. And this was a situation. This is what happened. This is for all, not just tow operators, man, not just dispatchers, but the people who are. Let me know if you can hear me too, if you don't mind. Whoever just jumped in, I appreciate you. This is for anybody who's in the business of being in business. And what happened this morning? I did a call. I got a call at 4 this morning to go do a accident recovery. I got done, I did it, and literally I pulled back up to my house, and the my phone rang again. Hold on, I'm sorry. My phone rang again, and I say, I answered the phone like, hey, Caesar Auto, blah blah blah, and the person who answered the phone, I'm like, listen, I need a quote for a tow, and I say, okay, what's up? And she's like, well, I got this car. It's in frostproof. It's got to go to Avon, or I'm sorry, Sebring. It's about 30 miles. I say, okay, what type of car is it? She says it is I think it was an '08 or '09 Chevrolet Malibu. I say, okay. Before I could get the next thing out, she's like, hey, I'm just shopping for prices. The best price that I got is $195. I'm like, oh, I didn't ask for this. She decided to tell me. And so I was like, well, Lynn, before we go any further, I'm going to stop you right there. It's a 30-mile tow, and I'm already more expensive than the quote. I'm not trying to take no money out of your pocket or whoever gave you that quote, but I'm not going to do it for that price. She says, fine. She hangs up, blah, blah, blah. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. I'm on a morning walk, so just bear with me here. Hopefully you can hear me because I got my headphones in. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. The problem is, this happened to me just the other day as well. And it isn't a bad thing. But in my area, being that I'm in an area where the population is less than 5,000, and there's about 6 towing companies, the margins are spread very thin throughout us all. Out of the 6, I think 2 are on police rotation. I am not. And the rest of them, I think, just do cash calls, insurance companies and motor clubs and such like I do. And the point of me saying all that is, competition doesn't actually dictate your price, especially in something like the towing world, because essentially we all, if you're in the towing game, we all do the same thing. The only difference is some people, for one, know what they're doing. Other people don't. But more importantly, some people got a flatbed and some people have a wrecker. Now, today it probably would have been easier to have a wrecker, but it really wasn't that bad for the accident call, which that video will probably come up later, maybe. I don't know. It'll probably be like 6 months before I put it up. But the point of it is, since the customer was shopping around, which there's nothing wrong with that, I do the same exact thing. Her telling me how much she got quoted already means that off rip, she is looking for a cheaper price than what she's already been told. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it also brings down the value of what you do. Because the more people, let's say she called all 6 companies in the area, right? And all those 6 companies gave a different price, and it went down the further. If she said it the exact way she said it to me, and every company was like, hey, well, I beat that by $5, $10, $20. So it was at $195. And then the next person said, well, I'll do it for $175. That's 2. And then the next person said, well, I'll do it for $150. That's 3. And the next person says, I'll do it for 125. And then the next person says 100. And then the sixth person gets the motor club price and say, well, I would do it for $75. 30 miles round trip, or 30 miles one way, hook and book, and go essentially 60 miles round trip. Even in the country, that should still take you about 40 to 45 minutes to go 30 minutes. That's not including the hookup and all that stuff. And the point of that is it devalues everybody around. But if you're gonna be cheap, that's fine. But if you're going undercutting everybody else, all it does is hurt everybody. So I have personally talked to every tow provider in the area that I know of that would give me a time of day to talk, and try to make some type of an alliance. Like, hey, we should all charge the same thing. Like, I don't understand why we're all within 10 miles of each other, but everybody's got a different price. It doesn't make any sense. The customer is no different than the motor club, which is also a customer. The difference is a motor club is a business to business customer, whereas a regular consumer is a consumer to business customer. It's just a transaction nonetheless. But they pit us against each other as owner operators. That's what they do. And it's nothing wrong with that, because, you know, at that point is who can do it for the fastest, cheapest price. But that's capitalism. At the end of the day, that's just capitalism. The problem with that model, though, especially in our industry, is it honestly becomes what I call a race to the bottom. Because think about it. If every time somebody calls somebody in the area who does the same exact thing and the price is lower, eventually somebody's basically going to do it for free. This is one of the reasons why I stopped doing mechanic work. Because the problem is, if Joe Blow down the street would do brakes for $50 and include the pads, eventually he's going to get a lot of market share, and customers are going to expect to have that same price no matter where they go. Now, it don't matter about the quality. Sometimes it don't matter about the time. But the thing is because somebody's willing to do it for that price, that becomes the norm. So you have to be very cognitive of what you charge. And I recommend talking to every tow provider. I mean, you could look at it. I don't look at it as much as competition as cooperation. And that's the one problem that I have with the towing industry, as I get a lot of love outside of the city more than I get inside of the city. And it's a little weird. Like I said, we're all in the same thing. And we should, if we were all, and I'm not saying no kumbaya, all let's, get along, work together. I mean, even I guess I am, but I'm not saying that you should dictate your prices off of your competition. I'm telling you that the market in alliance with the competition dictates your price. And as long as you try to not accept that, you're going to fight the wave. So what happens is when you're in a big populated area, it's not that bad. It's all right. And that's because there's more people. And you can only tow so many people at the same time. No matter what the business is, like I say, you can only do so much at a time. And as much as love as I found in the towing industry, I'll be honest, man, there's a lot of cutthroat tow people out there. Like, they'll do it, and it, like I say, I don't know if they realize that it actually disturbs the whole market. And it ain't a disturbing like you're a taxi driver and then they come up with Uber, which is just innovation. They are, disturbing the market by coming with a lower price for the same product and service that anybody else with a truck can do. And so it sets a new precedent for, the whole area. So just watch out for that. And if you can, make alliance with the people that's around you. If you can all get on the same page, everybody could eat But too many times in multiple facets of business, people want to, grab everything that they can, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing it for, you know, a price that makes sense, that I can't even say that. Long as I'm trying to figure out how I'm putting some glasses, like random glasses, just chilling on the pole. Long as you're doing it and everybody's in the same alliance. Like I say, this is where the motor clubs, this is how they win. This is one of the reasons why they win, because they have campaigns of advertisement that say, hey, the people that's gonna come and pick you up in the middle of the night gonna come with a tow truck and a chain, and they're gonna pull you back to the nearest place, wherever. Now they don't give you credit for the professionalism and all that, but they turn around and still call you, to come do their bidding. And then they take a percentage on top of the work that you did, which is fair because they the ones that got the customer. But there wouldn't be a need for motor clubs per se if everybody was on the same page in the towing game. But like I say, more to the story is, you don't determine your price. The market determines your price. And motor clubs have the advantage, just like the customer that just cash calls has the advantage, because they can call multiple people as they know they're going to find somebody cheaper. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's capitalism. But if everybody was on the same page in your area about what you charge, then it wouldn't even matter. It would literally just be who could get to the call. So that's all I got. I've been talking too much. I'm on my morning walk. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day out there, man. I am going to be cooling it today. Probably going to hit up a theme park or something and just enjoy life, man. So if y'all watching this, you're watching the rerun, just know that, alliances is key. And market share is important when it comes to elevation and growth. But you're stronger together than you are divided. So I hope that makes sense. Like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for tapping in with the homie. And sorry, I got something. Until next time, mi gente, pi, pro mundo beneficio siempre. Peace.